In this class, you're going to cover all the major concepts relevant to personal cybersecurity. Learn and apply practical protection strategies. Develop new cybersecurity habits. Take actual steps to secure yourself online. The content of the class will be released every 2 days. This will give you time to absorb and apply what you've learned. Also, you're going to have 1 year access to the class, so that you repeat and review the content as much as you want. The best way to take this masterclass is by watching the training videos whenever they're released, going through the workbook, and applying what you've learned right away, asking your questions in the class Facebook group, repeating the process as many times as you feel necessary. Remember, we want to make applying security second nature to you, so applying what you learn is key. It's important that you dedicate at least 1 hour for each module to watch and apply the learnings, otherwise, you will not realize the full benefit of the class. Remember, you're investing this time in securing yourself against attackers and cybercriminals. You might not realize the impact of what you're going to implement straight away, maybe because security isn't tangible. Think about your home security. The only time you will really appreciate the value of your home security system is when it prevents intruders from breaking into your house. The same goes for the cyber world. The only time you will truly realize the value of applying cybersecurity is when you get a notification that someone was unsuccessfully trying to log into your account or reset your password. The main objective of this class is to help you protect your information from unauthorized people and systems. To make it easy, we're going to use the term attackers to describe these people and systems. Attackers can have multiple motivations to go after your data, such as financial gain, revenge, hacktivism, extortion, steal information, or even playing around. Some examples of attackers' motivations are stealing money from the victim's bank account, taking revenge due to personal conflicts, activists attacking systems to send a political or religious message, state-sponsored attacks against other nations' citizens, trying new techniques or playing around, or hacking for fun or pleasure. Notice that the common element between all the attacks is information, so they will either steal, modify, or destroy information, regardless of the motivation. The approach we're going to take in this class focuses on evaluating the potential risks against information, understanding the overall protection strategies for each risk type, and forming new security habits to ensure uniform protection everywhere. So why do you have to care about your personal cybersecurity? We live in a super-connected world. Many of your devices are hooked to the internet. Think about your laptop or PC, your smartphone, your TV, your gaming console, your car, and even your fridge and toaster. This means that you can be attacked from many different sources. Remember, wherever there is information belonging to you, there are attackers trying to find ways to take advantage of it. The nature of these devices and systems in general is that it will execute any commands given to them, as long as it's coming from someone with the necessary permissions, so attacker will either try to crack legitimate user accounts, or take advantage of system weaknesses to execute their transactions. These transactions can range from initiating a money transfer from your bank account, gain access to personal photos and use them to blackmail you, or identify your physical location to stalk you or steal from you. The impact of an attack could be huge, depending on your risk profile. Hacking is usually the first step towards greater harm. The rate of successful attacks had increased dramatically in the past few years. As we mentioned earlier, we're surrounded by a lot of connected systems, and many of these systems are not naturally secure. Most of them suffer from software bugs, insecure configuration, or insecure human usage. Attackers are getting more sophisticated. They have more tools and automation capabilities. There is unprecedented number of organized cybercrime groups. Also, it's difficult and time-consuming to trace and identify individuals behind attacks. This makes the likelihood of successful attacks much higher than before. Our philosophy in this class focuses on prevention. After all, prevention is better than cure. It is very much possible to prevent many attacks, or make them difficult, if users started practicing good cybersecurity hygiene. One of the frequent complaints from users is the amount of work required. And this can be true in some cases. The best approach to tackle this is to utilize automation where possible, which we will discuss later in the class. Also, it is recommended to start slowly, focusing on the most important devices and accounts. Another common complaint is that it's difficult for the non-technical users to understand the technical jargon, especially when it comes to configuring security and privacy settings, and this can be true in many cases. However, it's just like car driving. Initially it can be difficult, because you have to use your conscious mind to drive, and after some time, it becomes a second nature and you don't have to exert the same effort to drive. So, trust the process and give it some time to become second nature. So let's recap. You should commit to improve and take action steps. Block an hour during the coming training days, in order to learn and take action. Don't get overwhelmed, start slowly and make progress. Remember, you need some time to digest and reflect on what you learn. And remember also that developing new habits takes practice until it becomes second nature. A good strategy to solidify your knowledge is to explain your learnings to your family and friends. This serves two purposes. First, teaching someone else your fresh knowledge helps you identify the gaps in your understanding. Secondly, you will help spreading cybersecurity awareness to the wider community.